I'm turning 30 soon, but my income is still low, and my life feels far from settled. And while I'm still trying to figure out my life, my mom is here, taking care of the garden like she always does. I realize how much I still rely on my family. My life may feel uncertain right now, but I'm lucky to still have my mom here helping me. She grows vegetables, takes care of the garden, and somehow makes life feel a little easier. I studied business administration at university and graduated with a bachelor's degree. I thought having a degree would help me build a stable career. But somehow, life turned out very differently from what I had imagined. But honestly, back then, I didn't really know what I wanted to study or what I wanted to do with my life. And gardening was never something I cared about back then. I never imagined that one day, a garden would become such an important part of my life. I think your 20s and your 30s can feel like two completely different worlds. When you go through enough things in life, the way you think starts to change. You see people differently, you see yourself differently, and even your priorities can change almost overnight. I'm not the same person I was in my 20s. Sometimes, I wish I could go back to my 20s and change everything. When I was in my 20s, I loved noise and excitement. I loved being surrounded by friends, going out, meeting new people, and always having somewhere to go. I liked being seen. I liked expressing myself and being part of a crowd. Back then, I didn't think too deeply about the decisions I made. I just wanted to enjoy the moment and see where life would take me. But my 30s feel very different. In my 20s, I always had somewhere to go because I loved going out. But now that I'm approaching 30, things feel very different. Between work and taking care of my family, I don't really have anywhere to go anymore. Most days, when everything is done, I just go home. And maybe that's why I started noticing the little things around me. Back then, I didn't realize that I was overlooking the things that truly mattered, right in front of me. I never imagined that 10 years later, I would actually care about something as simple as growing a garden. There's something peaceful about growing food, picking it with your own hands, and knowing it came from your own backyard. And of course, these are my mom's hands. She's always been there for me, in ways I probably didn't appreciate enough when I was younger. Thank you, Mom, for everything. Honestly, I feel like I've failed in some of the biggest parts of life. My career, my finances, and my marriage. None of them turned out the way I hoped they would. And sometimes, that's a difficult thing to admit when you're almost 30. These days, I find myself happier staying home than going out. The noise, the pointless nights out, and being around people who weren't really right for me, those were the things I spent so much of my 20s chasing. I guess growing older changes what you value. Lettuce is something we eat all the time in Vietnam. We have it with so many everyday dishes: pho, mi kwang, hu chu, bun bo, fresh spring rolls, rice paper rolls with boiled pork, and hot pot. These little lettuce seedlings cost us only 10,000 Vietnamese dong, about 38 cents, for around 15 to 20 plants. We plant them in the garden bed, and in about 1 to 2 months, they're ready to harvest, depending on how big we want them. My mom loves Vietnamese coriander. She can eat it with almost anything. She's the one who taught me to appreciate these little things. When I was younger, I never understood why she enjoyed growing vegetables so much. Now, I think I finally understand. Maybe growing older isn't about having everything figured out. Maybe it's about learning to appreciate what you already have. I started making YouTube videos back in 2023. Over the years, I tried different kinds of content, always hoping I could eventually build something stable for myself.
À, cái mũ màu tím Rumi á hả? Ừ.
My little princess absolutely loves pushing the shopping cart by herself. Even though my income is still low, I always try to give my little girl the best I can. And somehow, after all that shopping, we ended up spending around 700,000 Vietnamese dong, about $26.50. Rice was one of the essentials on our shopping list. Beef and pork aren't cheap these days. That's roughly $1.15 to $1.90 for just a small handful. This road gets really busy with traffic in the morning. Haha, my little princess is on another mission to find her shoes. I usually eat fresh lettuce with boiled pork and a homemade dipping sauce made with garlic, ginger, chili, and sugar. Boiled pork with fresh herbs and lettuce is a Vietnamese favorite. Do you have a dipping sauce like this in your country? Let me know in the comments below. This might look like a very simple meal, but trust me, it's delicious. Boiled pork, fresh vegetables, eggs, and our favorite dipping sauce. This is the kind of meal we love to have at home in Vietnam. My little princess is such a picky eater, faced with tears of joy. She only eats seaweed with eggs and mayonnaise. Haha.
Nha.
I really love filming our harvests. It seems like you guys love watching them too. Okay, let's get back to YouTube. In January this year, I started experimenting with AI content and created several AI-based channels. I also had a movie editing channel. But eventually, those channels were removed for policy violations. After years of trying different things, I found myself back at the beginning, realizing that my garden, the priceless thing I've had all along, and my real life in Vietnam are what I truly want to share with the world. If this channel brings any value to your life, please support me with a like and subscribe.